Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. And welcome to the special July edition of the Year of Mice and Rats. Now, let's start off this episode by talking about Benjamin Franklin. Not only was Ben one of the founding fathers of America, but he was also a leading writer, printer, political philosopher, politician, Freemason, postmaster, scientist, inventor, humorist, civic activist, statesman, and diplomat. Franklin earned the title of the first American for his early campaigning for colonial unity, initially as an author and spokesman in London for several colonies. He even got to help with the Revolutionary War and the Declaration of Independence. As a kid, I was introduced to Ben by watching a couple Schoolhouse Rock music videos, and while most Disney fans might know him better from the American Adventure Show at Epcot, today we're going to look at a very old Disney short from the early 50s where Benjamin Franklin had some assistance from a mouse. So, released on November 10th, 1953, this is Ben and Me. So, let's get started. A poor church mouse named Amos sets out to find work. Since his family of 26 is starving, he's rejected by several places and takes refuge in a run-down print shop of Benjamin Franklin. After getting acquainted with Ben, Amos guides him to success and prominence. So, what do I think of this old short anyway? Well, in my honest opinion, this short is not only classical, but it makes me want to salute to it. Yep, you heard me. I really enjoy this one. But to further explain why, let's move on to Mustang notes. The short was directed by Hamilton Luske, who served as an animator for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Luske has also directed many Disney films and animated shorts from 1936 until his death in 1968. In 1965, he won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects for directing the animated sequence in Mary Poppins. Now, the short was adapted from the 1939 children's book by author and illustrator Robert Lawson. However, though both book and film deal with the relationship between a mouse and Benjamin Franklin, the book focused more heavily on actual historical events and personages, and it also included incidents from Franklin's French career in Versailles. Also to note, the short received an Academy Award nomination for Best Short Subject, Too Real. It was released on VHS format under the Walt Disney Mini Classics label in 1989, and was later re-released to DVD as a short film in the Disney Rarities volume of the Walt Disney Treasures collection. It was also released on DVD in 2012 under the Disney Generations collection. And it was even released on television as part of a Disneyland episode titled The Liberty Story. Also to note, this short was also notable for being the second release on the Buena Vista distribution label, with the first being Toot, Whistle, Plunk, and Boom, released on the exact same day. On its release, Ben and Me was packaged with the true life adventure documentary, The Living Desert. When Disney's regular distributor, RKO Radio Pictures, resisted the idea of a full-length true life adventure, Disney formed his own distribution company, to handle future Disney releases. Anyway, when I was young, I first saw this short a long time ago on TV, back when the Disney Channel favored animation over teen sitcoms. And I really miss those old days. And over the many years growing up, I got to see this short numerous times on VHS, not only at my grandmother's place, but also at school. Plus, this is one of my former 5th grade teacher, Peggy Davis Dutcher's, favorite Disney shorts. Now, in my eyes, this style of hand-drawn animation is absolutely classical, and I really love the look of Pennsylvania during the 1700s. And I think the character designs are very reminiscent to other classic Disney films. Still, my favorite part of this short is at the beginning, when Amos talks about his ancestors, like Christopher Mouse, who moved to London from Devonshire and settled in the cellar of a bakery on Fleet Street. By the way, the scene where Christopher escaped from a cat while gathering flour was recycled from Cinderella. There was also Erodus Mouse, who sailed through Thames River in a teacup. There was Aloysius Mouse, who worked as a painter under the, tutelage of a famous German painter named Hans Holbein, and Jason Mouse, who fought for mouse rights and moved with his family aboard the Mayflower to the New World of America. And now, let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought him to life. Our main character and narrator, Amos Mouse, is voiced by the legendary Sterling Holloway, who voiced in Bambi, Dumbo, the cold-blooded penguin from The Three Caballeros, Peter and the Wolf from Make Mine Music, The Aristocats, The Jungle Book, and The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Now, Amos is a poor church mouse from Philadelphia who becomes Benjamin Franklin's assistant. You know, I really like Amos. Not just because of his narration, but because Amos is a very independent mouse, and I think he has a very determined personality. Plus, I think Amos is very helpful when giving Ben ideas for his Franklin stove, along with his bifocal lenses for his glasses, and the newspaper, the Pennsylvania Gazette. Also, Amos does serve a key role in aiding Thomas Jefferson with the drafting of the Declaration of Independence. However, I didn't really like the part where Amos ditches Ben after getting hit by lightning during his kite flying. I mean, I understand that was dangerous, but still, Benjamin was only studying electricity. Next we come to Benjamin Franklin, voiced by Charlie Ruggles, who got to be in The Parent Trap and Son of Flubber. In my eyes, mostly throughout this short, Benjamin is pretty much how history describes him to be, a brilliant scientist and inventor, and an inspiring writer, though there are times when Ben is seen under a lot of pressure, like when his creditors are threatening to shut him down, and after a failed mission to reason with King George of England. Still, I think Ben and Amos made a great team in this short. Finally, we have Thomas Jefferson, voiced by Hans Conried. Best known from Peter Pan, The Hobbit, Halloween is Grinch Night, and A Disney Halloween. Now, according to history, Jefferson became America's third president. However, in this short, Jefferson is having trouble wording the opening of the Declaration of Independence. So, he goes to Ben for help. And after Ben reads Amos's contract, inspiration strikes into Jefferson's head. And now for my final words. Overall, Ben and Me is a classical Disney short. Not only is the animation fantastic for its time, but it has a very charming story. Plus, the voice acting is absolutely spectacular, and I like the scenes involving Amos and Ben's friendship and partnership. And I like that Amos and Ben both helped out with the Declaration of Independence. And without that document, America wouldn't be the free country it is today. If you'd like to watch this cartoon for yourselves, you might find it on DVD on the Walt Disney Treasures, Timeless Tales, or Fables collections. Or, if you have Disney Plus, you could watch it by selecting the Liberty Story. As for my final rating, well, I'll give it a full 100%. Yeah, I didn't like the electricity scenes, but so what? It was still a great highlight of Benjamin Franklin's research. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to tune in for my next blog. Mustang Power. And may all of you have a happy Independence Day.